I'm Debra, Certified Master Dementia Strategist. I am so glad to see you here today. In my experience and talking with the aging population, I commonly hear them say that they feel like no one listens to them. As we age, we are constantly fighting to be heard. Isn't that crazy? A lady once said to me during a presentation about elder respect, she said, "Just because I'm 80 doesn't mean I suddenly became stupid." She feels others view her stupid simply because of her age. Seniors often, and I mean often, feel like no one respects their voice. They feel powerless. I know this because I ask and they tell me. It's disgusting. People in general don't really know how to communicate effectively, but when it comes to having conversations with people who are aging or who have Alzheimer's or dementia and feeling like they aren't being listened to, the communication is even worse. It's important to uphold their dignity. Have a discussion, not just a one-sided opinion. And most of us tend to do this. When you're having a dialogue with a person with dementia, is it a conversation or is it your opinion? Think about it. Help them to maintain a sense of control by guiding the conversation in a positive way. Actually tell them that you are listening to them. What? Is it really that easy? Yeah, it is. But you have to be sincere. Hang on, I got something in my eye. Oh, I don't know. I think it's still going to be there. Anyway, all right. So tell them that you hear them and that their voice matters. I know sometimes it's hard. I made these mistakes with my own mom, and I teach this stuff. It takes discipline and practice. It takes advanced learning. So don't beat yourself up, but look back and recognize the mistakes and correct them going forward. I started this channel to help all of those who are taking care of a person with dementia. I have a free gift for you today at my website at answersaboutalz.org. It's a free download, Understanding Aphasia. I'll put the link for you down below. Today, I'm going to give you some tips to improve your communication skills that will help keep the exchanges positive. We have to create solutions and positive outcomes rather than negative conversations resulting in arguments and hurt feelings. No one wants that. Families confide in me daily that they argue with mom or dad, that they try to help, and they just end up biting. I will ask them to tell me how the conversation went, and I can almost immediately tell them when that moment of impact was for mom or dad. Communication has to be different when one of the people has dementia. The way that we talk to people with neurodegeneration has to be adapted, and I can help you in my course. When you go back, or when you go look at the website, you will see a list of everything that is covered in the certification course. If you want to provide the best possible care for your loved one, you must take this course. But if you're okay with arguing and fighting and the struggling, then it's okay. You just keep on going down that lonely road. When you can't take it anymore, I'll be here to save you, just like all the others that I've saved. Just why should it take so long? Anger and aggression with a person with cognitive decline needs to be diffused, and I can show you how to avoid those explosive exchanges. Yes? Yes. Okay, so let's make sure you're clear. These techniques will help with a senior in general and communication with those with cognitive disabilities, guaranteed. There are several key points to keep in mind when communicating with people of advanced age. First Acknowledge and realize the enormous losses that this person is experiencing. As I already mentioned to you, seniors most often feel like they are not being listened to. Make sure that you tell them that you will listen to them. Tell them that you want them to be involved in their own decisions and that you care very deeply. Let them know that you are coming from a place of love. Seriously, it can be that easy. And I know it's hard to stop and say that to a person who is screaming at you for something that you didn't do. But trust me, let's face it, the older we get, the more we lose. The losses just keep smacking us down. Friends pass away. They become more isolated and lonely. Perhaps their spouse passes away. They're pressured to move from their home that has provided them with a sense of comfort for decades. They're in pain. They can't do everything that they used to do with ease. Every day presents with new challenges. Maybe they can't drive anymore. It's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So take a moment and think about all that they have lost. Next, let it go. If it's not a safety issue or a health issue, just let it go. Don't be so controlling. Don't keep at it over and over and over. It solves nothing. It's not worth getting into a huge blowout over it. If mom wants ice cream for dinner, so what? Unless she's a diabetic, of course. If mom and dad like to sleep in until 11 a.m., let it go. They got up for work and to take care of the kids and the family for what, 30 years? They paid their dues. Let them sleep in. Unless, of course, they're sleeping all the time. Let it go. If dad likes to sleep in his recliner instead of his bed, is that really something that must be pushed? Or can we just forget it? Let it go. Remember, seniors feel that they are not in control anymore. Give them their power back. Okay, here comes the next tip. I know this one seems obvious, I know, but it's probably the hardest to put into practice. Be patient. Just slow the hell down. We're all so busy. There's never enough time. We hurry, hurry, hurry. But when we push our stressed, busy, hurrying lifestyle on our parents, it just manifests the problem and affects our communication with them. It really does. First and foremost, realize that important or more serious conversations and discussions may take several attempts over several visits. Lower the expectations. Seniors slow down physically, socially, mentally. So pump the brakes, put the flashers on, and proceed with caution. Give them time to process what's being said. Ask them what they think about it. What is their opinion? Tell them that you're listening. Remember that? Ask them how they are feeling. Never, ever, ever interrupt them. This drives me crazy. Stop interrupting them. Let them get their thought out. If you're doing that, recognize it and stop doing that immediately. I see families, usually sons or daughters, interrupt mom or dad over and over and over. It sends me into oblivion. If you realize that you're cutting them off, apologize. Let them speak. Let them finish a sentence. How would you feel if every time you started to speak, someone spoke for you or finished your thought for you or cut you off? That's where the anger comes from. That is why they're getting mad. It's not them. It's you. It's you. Simply ask how you can help rather than telling them you're there to help, because they're going to come right back with, I don't need your help. right? The minute you say, I'm just trying to help, they're going to come right back with, I don't need your help. Am I right? And all these techniques are taught much more in depth in the certification course. The next communication tip is to avoid ultimatums. Ultimatums are demanding and they are threatening. This type of aggressive communication usually doesn't work and will likely backfire on you. Now, I'm not saying that in desperate situations or safety issues, this actually might be your last resort. But in general, we are avoiding ultimatums at all costs. Pushing limits are not going to come off as positive. You have to learn to master positive communication in order to get results. You also must refrain from using the dreaded, I told you so. Mom, I told you you'd fall if you didn't use your walker. That's not helpful. This just points blame and it solves nothing. Try this. Is there any particular reason why you weren't using your walker? I'd like to help find a solution to prevent another fall and keep you at home. Is that what you want, to stay at home, right? Wow, what a difference, right? Dang, that last one, that came from love. Can you hear the love in that statement? So, Mom, how can we make using the walker easier for you? Do you have any ideas? See how you're including her? See how you're asking for her opinion? I can see the light bulb going off in your head. Is that a DBT? Is that a dementia breakthrough? Put DBT in the comments down below. I want to hear your thoughts on that too. Lastly, reassure them. As we age, we slow down, but things around us are just happening so fast. In the blink of an eye, our entire life can change and be turned upside down. It's a scary thought. Think about the thought of every trip to the emergency room may result in never coming back home again. That's terrifying. It's a constant battle in the brain, thinking, what's next for me? They may not show it, but they're scared. They're not as confident as they may appear on the outside. Here's where you come in. You reassure them. Let them know that they're doing great. Let them keep doing as much as they possibly can on their own. It's important to maintain independence and a sense of self-worth. Tell them that they're doing a great job. Reassure them that you'll do whatever is in your power to support them. Tell them that you want them to be honest with you about their needs so that you can tackle these things together rather than having it turn into a bigger problem that results in a loss of independence. Let them know that no problem is too big when we work together as a team. Again, they want to be heard. Everyone needs to be validated. Everyone needs to know that they're doing okay. Let them know that you understand that they are doing their best and that you're here for them. Compliment them often. Tell them that you see them as a strong, determined, intelligent person. Create an environment of respect. Let the person know that you have their back. By building their self-confidence, you boost their mood, you help them with motivation, you give them a sense of pride, and you stimulate their overall well-being. Some simple general reassurance can go a very, very long way. So there you have it. There are your tips for better, more effective communication with people with dementia. Give them their power back. Improving communication skills is just that. It's a skill and it takes practice. But you can do it. I know you can. And I'm here to support you. Comment below about your conversations or arguments that have not been working for you, and I'll give you even more tips. I'm here for you. Remember to acknowledge their emotions or losses. Let it go. Be patient. Avoid those ultimatums. And lastly, reassure and compliment them. Let them talk. Listen to them. Give them their power back. Okay, my friend, hit the subscribe button. I hope you learned a lot today. Head over to my website, answeraboutalz.org. The link is down below. You got this. Together we can.